Welcome back once again. This is Fat Guy Sports Talk. As always, I'm Aaron, joined by
Tyler.
I'm Grant.
We're gonna have to roll without TJ this week. He's feeling a little under the weather. We tried to wait it out a day, but he's still not feeling too good. So TJ, we hope you're feeling better. Hopefully,
get your voice back so we can hear you make my Grant some more.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how upset I am that he got sick this week? Because I destroyed him in fantasy football. I was so ready to bring that up.
Sick.
Yeah, sick.
Right.
Just write him down. You got another week to prepare for gloating.
Yeah.
Speaking of fantasy football, I just want to rub in there that I'm still number one.
Fuck you.
It's cool.
If I didn't play against Deshaun Watson and Derrick Henry this week, I might have won. And
yeah, if I was 6'11", I would probably be playing center somewhere, but I'm not. So
well, you have a weak ass jumper, dude. No,
6'11". I don't need a jumper. Just
apparently in today's game, now you.
Yeah, I was gonna say how do we not talk about the game's different? And but I was even here for that.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just bopping them.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna just kind of do it a little different. We're not going to jump into our normal Bears-Packers stuff this week. We kind of just want to float around with some of the big stories, I guess. So we're going to start with the Jets and Dolphins game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the big storylines right there is Jets-Dolphins. You knew this was going to be a close game coming in, 24-0.
Yeah. I knew that. That's why I picked up their defense.
No one cares about the game. What really matters here is they named Tua the starter, which they've been wanting to do around this time since last year. Well, when they drafted him, they said they were going to bring him in around week 8 after the bye week.
Since last year? That's kind of crazy since they drafted him in April. I don't know how they were talking about that last year.
That's what I meant, the draft, so shut up. It's been a weird year, okay?
I know.
But I, myself, am adamant that this is a bad choice.
Really?
They wanted to bring Tua in. Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick has the team in second place in a weak division. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Fitzpatrick was clicking with that. I mean, I don't know if you saw today, like he even posted on Twitter that he was hurt. That he hurt by the being benched, even though he knew he was going to be benched. Meaning that he thought this team was something different. And I'm on his side with this. He was playing quite well.
It was definitely surprising to hear that they did make that move because, yeah, Fitzpatrick he's done everything that's been necessary. And, I mean, who knows with Tua. I do wonder if Miami is watching the Chargers right now and seeing what Herbert's doing and being like, all right, let's get our guy in there sooner rather than later.
Sorry.
Here's my thought on it. I don't necessarily disagree with it. I mean, if Tua's ready and they're showing it in practice, give him a shot. Ryan Fitzpatrick's 37 years old. Yes, he's been playing great. What if he were to go down in the next game and then you're forced to have Tua in there? Why not throw Tua in right now when you're still in that spot where, like, if you lose a game, it's not going to be that big in division implications. And if you get down the stretch, Tua isn't playing good, you have Fitzpatrick right there on the bench, who's a healthy, rested, veteran that can lead this team.
Right, but you've only seen Tua throw a couple of passes against a weak Jets team. Then he's going to go on to a bye and then come back against the Rams. I mean, Aaron Donald's going to have a field day against that offensive line. Mm-hmm. That's a stupid move. Why would you risk someone who already has a hip injury? Who are we sure he's fully 100%? Why risk it? You have Fitzpatrick. Yeah, if they lose a game, it's not going to take him out, but let Fitzpatrick take the rough defense. You're not going for the Super Bowls here. You're just going to see what you can do.
Right, and why not do that with Tua? Why not get him some experience?
Why would you do experience against a defense that good that has the ability to take Tua out of the game? I mean, Aaron Donald, you said it, what was it, 2 weeks ago? He was supposedly the best person for defense, but
hey, he's up there, okay?
I just think putting him out there, you have Jalen Ramsey on the other side of the ball, you have Aaron Donald on the other side of the ball. It's going to be a challenge. Some people are saying it's Tua time, which I hate that. It reminds me of Tebow time. But also they're saying that this is just like the national championships. Halfway through, let's take out Fitzpatrick, put Tua in, and go for the championship.
I think they're in a spot though where like do I think it's the right time to bring him in and challenge with that good of a defense? Yes and no. I mean, do you want to throw him right away, get handed to the Wolves like that? And at the same time, like, let's see if he's up to the challenge. You know, maybe he is ready to take on the Rams team.
I wouldn't want to destroy a young quarterback who's coming off of that injury and just destroying his confidence.
Exactly. His confidence is a good thing here.
Yeah.
If you're talking about teams who should have benched their quarterback for a rookie starter, I mean, it shouldn't have been the Dolphins. It should have been the Eagles. That division's a dumpster fire. Throw Jalen Hurts in there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's who I was really expecting to be starting next week was Jalen Hurts, not Tua.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Carson Wentz didn't play that awful. I mean, surprisingly, they almost came back and won that game against the Ravens. But
Carson Wentz is terrible. We all know it.
Yeah.
You don't draft him from North Dakota and be like, oh, yeah, he's terrible.
I think Philadelphia is honestly just waiting for Wentz to get hurt again, and then they'll bring in Hurts.
Yeah.
I don't see them bringing in Hurts with a healthy Wentz. It's just they want to try and get the most out of Wentz should they need to trade him.
I don't know. That team just needs to blow up. It's a terrible dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But before we get off the Dolphins, Jets, what did you want to bring up about the Jets there?
This seems to be a recurring thing that I bring up every week. How does Adam Gase still have a job? I've told you guys as soon as that game was over, I'm like, does he get fired later tonight? And I figured, no, they're down in Miami. They'll wait till they get back in New York.
So we said it last week on the show, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But still, I mean, you're 0-5.
0-6.
You're 0-6 now. Is it 0-6 or 0-5?
Yep.
They had a bye.
0-6.
Okay. You just got shut out by the Dolphins, who I don't want to shit on them too much. They're not that bad of a team, but still, that's a team you could have at least put points on the board against.
Right.
This guy has proven nothing to keep a job. Yeah. I don't understand. Jamal Adams voiced his concerns. You traded him. Le'Veon Bell voices his concerns. You release him. Sam Darnold, this rookie quarterback that you drafted to be the future of your franchise, he's got nothing out of, and you're going with Joe Flacco now. What is it going to take for this guy to get fired?
Who was it that called Sam Darnold being a terrible pick? I'll take that one.
Yeah.
He might have been good on a different team, but not the Jets.
We'll see what happens. I
mean, did you guys hear that? I can't remember who it was, but they
Roddy White.
Yep, you gave Roddy White to Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I'm with him.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of Trevor Lawrence. Like, he has that 1 year of school to fall back on. He's going to see, like, okay, who might be taking me next year's draft? And if it's the Jets, fuck it, I'm staying in school. I'll tell fucking Coach Debo, I'll be like, yo, put me on the bench this whole year. I don't want to get hurt. I just don't want to play for the fucking Jets.
I would either stay in college or I'd pull an Eli.
That's what I was thinking, too. Why can't he just pull an Eli Manning and bitch and whine and get his daddy to, put him on the team that he wants to play for?
Right. So, I'll say after the Jets here, we did want to touch.
You got a huge boner for somebody right now. Go ahead, get it off your chest and your mouth, because I know you want to deep throat that sumbitch.
I just want to give him a big hug. I mean, I have my NCAA 2012 game on the shelf. I look at it. It's like, oh, look, there he is right there. And it's just Derrick Henry. He's a monster.
He is.
22 carries on 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. What the?
He joined an elite club, too. He's only like the fourth. Yeah,
game in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's only like 3 other backs that have done that.
Right. The NFL has 4 200-yard games in the last 2 years. He has 3.
Jesus.
Like,
that's insane.
Not to mention, in consecutive years, he has a 99 and a 94-yard touchdown run.
And his speed was, 21.4 miles per hour, and he said it's too slow?
It's too slow. Jesus Christ.
He is 6'3", 240.
Yeah.
He's like a little LeBron coming at you down the field, and he is going to run you over. every week we talk about who he throws, which way, and everything. But this week it's the speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's insane.
The agility and the power and the speed he has for somebody his size is just phenomenal.
It's unreal. And just comparing him and like Aaron Donald with what they're able to do as such big dudes. I mean, we're called the franchise sports side. We can appreciate what they're doing. Like, good Lord.
I mean, you got to think about backs that even came close to his size. I mean, being a Bears fan, Matt Forte jumps out. Matt Forte was like 6'1", not that thick.
He wasn't thick,
no, he wasn't thick like that. But I can imagine him putting on that weight and not even being close to what Derrick Henry is.
The only thing I can think of that was close to that size wasn't Steven Jackson close to that size?
No, he was 5'9".
Oh, he was shorter.
But he was thick though. Yeah. But still, the agility and
he's the size of a D end.
Right.
You hear me bitch about the Bears trying to run Cordero Patterson on those inside runs, and then Tennessee does it with somebody who's almost the exact same size as him and has success with it. It's outrageous. Tying that into just the Titans as a whole team, guys, they're one of the last 3 undefeated teams. They're 5-0. Are these guys for real? Are they legit contenders in the AFC?
How far did they take it last year, and now they have it this year? I mean, I think they're the real deal. They re-signed Tannehill. Tannehill's with the team that he likes. He doesn't need to pass all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He has his back to rely on.
Mm-hmm.
Great coaching there.
Yeah, Vrabel has the Super Bowl pedigree. He's coming, from the Patriots as a player. He knows, the mentality it takes to win a championship. You can almost compare this Titans team to the Cubs from 2015 and 2016. Nobody expected the Cubs to be in the NLCS in 2015. Come back the next year, favorites and win the World Series. Look at this Titans team. Nobody expected them to be in the AFC title game last year, and they're 5-0 right now.
Yeah. I mean, and they put up 42 points on the Texans. I mean, the Texans are supposed to have decent defense, but
the only issue with that, they had to go to overtime to win that game. I mean, against a 1-5 Texans team that, is just in shambles.
In divisional games, they always find a way to make it close. Like, you face those teams twice a year, every year. Like, you kind of, I don't know. The divisional win is way more important than how you get the win. Like, non-conference, if you can barely squeak by the Jets, that's saying something. But I mean,
do we got
the
any
Patriots squeak by them?
Do we got any more thoughts on that game? Because I got a good tie-in.
No, I don't.
I was gonna say, speaking of close divisional games, how about those Browns against the Steelers getting spanked? Steelers remain unbeaten at 5-0 as they shellac the Browns 38-7.
Are the Browns the best team in the NFL?
They're certainly playing like it.
Yeah, I mean, their offense cannot keep up with Kansas City's, but their defense might be able to stop Kansas City.
It's sad that the best teams in the NFL are all AFC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like the fucking Western Conference in the NBA. The Steelers' defense, I think they can slow down Kansas City's offense, at least keep them off the field, whereas Pittsburgh's offense can do what the Raiders did and eat that clock, keep them even off the field. They have a good balanced attack, with Connor running the ball. Roethlisberger is always going to be solid back there, and he has plenty of weapons. Chase Claypool is now emerging as a premier target on that team.
Oh, yeah. 4 for 74.
Not to mention Juju's still there. Roethlisberger seems to be loving James Washington, right?
James Washington.
Yeah. And then Eric Ebron, solid over the middle too. If you need a good catch, that's a dangerous team right there too.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for the Browns, we talked last week, are they for real? And then they just get handed Baker Mayfield benched in this game for Case Keenum too.
Yeah, that was pretty significant there.
If it wasn't a divisional game, I would be like, it's just one game. They're still 4-2. But it's a divisional game. You got to play with your heart, and this is
And
this is funny. That's
divisional game. The Browns are 4-2. Who are those two losses to? Pittsburgh and
the Ravens.
Baltimore, both division opponents. So yeah, they really need to,
For having a
figure out
4-2
how to.
record, they have a 1-2 divisional record.
Yeah, they're very, very mediocre. I don't know. They would benefit from being in the NFC East, that's for sure.
Anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gase keeps his job the whole year if they're in the NFC East.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of
Are you telling me we're 0-6? We still got a shot in this division.
Right.
Yeah,
So
because we'll jump over there because the Dallas Cowboys at 2-4 are leading that division.
Yeah.
And I saw a statistic today that the Eagles have like a 58% projection to win that division and make the playoffs with a 6-9-1 record.
They put out that there's ways they could have a winner from this division with 4 wins.
It's possible.
God.
It's possible.
My thing with the Cowboys, I'm so mad because you have a Pro Bowl quarterback there. Mr. Andrew Dalton, you are a Pro Bowl quarterback, and McCarthy can't win with you. He can't put up more than 10 points on Arizona. Arizona's not a bad team. They're 4-2, but you can't score more than you got touchdowns in garbage time. You had 3 points the whole game.
Yeah,
McCarthy is terrible. Why was he hired anywhere?
I know.
As a Packers fan, this is the dumbest thing they could have done. He's not better than Jason Garrett. I mean, he doesn't clap. He talks more. He gets red in the face, but it's obviously him. It has to be.
You make a strong argument for it being McCarthy, but I think one thing people fail to realize, that offensive line in Dallas is depleted big time. Travis Frederick retired. They're without La'el Collins. They're without their other guy on the other side of him too. I forget his name. They have a rookie center. Zach Martin went down in that game. That offensive line is in shambles, and it's showing in the fact that Zeke can't get anything going, and I think it showed in the fact that they couldn't get anything going in the passing game either. That could be a huge thing as to why that offense can't get going too.
It very well could, but we all know how McCarthy does play calling and does scheming. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I looked it up. I had to double check. Andy Dalton was a Pro Bowl quarterback, 2015. He was the replacement for Rodgers when Rodgers was hurt.
Yeah.
He's gone to the playoffs multiple times. He's not a bad quarterback.
No. They should be A-okay with him there. As long as they protect him, and McCarthy can call some decent plays.
And there's talks of them trying to bring in a different quarterback there also, which I think is a terrible idea too.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Grant, you got thoughts? You look like you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say when Tyler said that Andy Dalton was a Pro Bowl quarterback, I did not believe that whatsoever. So, yeah, he is.
I had to look it up because, I mean, I was here and state like, oh, Andy Dalton can do all this, and he's not. No, he was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Why can't
I could believe it. He had some solid years where he was one of the best. I mean, I had him on my fantasy team plenty of years ago for a while there. The rest of that division, they just keep losing. I mean, the Giants got their first win, but they beat Washington, who lost, which means they lost. So
20-19.
20-19.
They barely beat Washington.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles lost to the Ravens 30-28.
So,
Jesus.
I mean, the division is hilarious. That's all I can say.
It's going to piss me off when there's an 11-win team in the NFC that doesn't make the playoffs because a fucking 6-10 team from that division does.
Right.
It's not right.
Same thing happened with Seattle when they went in at 7-9.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it was a team from the NFC North that made it in. Because that was the years that the NFC North had like all four teams over 9 wins.
Was that 2010? That might have been the year that the Bears got fucked out of that too. Because I know the Bears were 10-6 one year and didn't make it in.
No,
it wasn't that year. It was a couple of years later.
I want to say like 2012.
I can't remember. No, because it was right before Pete Carroll came in, and that was 2010 that he started with the Seahawks.
It couldn't have been 2010 because I remember they actually won their wild card game, and that was against the Saints. But the Saints won the Super Bowl that year, right?
No, they won in
No, it was the year
2011.
before. Or yeah. But yeah, it was Pete Carroll's like first year there.
2010. The 2010 Seahawks are the team that started the debate about whether or not division winners should be able to host playoffs. I'll say they went 7-9 and they beat the Saints.
Yeah, because that was when Beast Mode had
the 11 win
Beastquake.
Saints.
Yeah, that was the Beastquake game.
Me and my buddy actually talked about it one night about how that run like ultimately fucked the Packers so many years because that run they beat the Saints. Pete Carroll is not going to the Seahawks if they didn't have that going on. Like nobody wanted to go to the Seahawks at that point. And then they get that win, all of a sudden bunch of coverage. Pete Carroll goes through whatever he was doing on at USC. And then because of that, the Fail Mary, that one NFC Championship game we're never going to talk about again on this podcast.
But that was such an awesome game.
Yeah, it was a really good run by Marshawn Lynch. The Beastquake was incredible. Like that, I know that's what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, no, we had that talk one time, and it was just crazy to think back. They did that as a 7-9 team.
Yeah.
It never should have happened.
No.
But then again, I mean, Tebow, Manziel, they never should have been drafted.
Yeah.
The Steelers never really beat the Cardinals. That was not a catch.
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, the Falcons shouldn't have blown a fucking 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Which will tie into the Falcons here. We'll discuss one more game here before we get into our teams. The Falcons finally got their first win. It seems to be a good thing when you fire your coach, you get your first win the next week. Hint, hint, Jets. Yeah, they didn't blow a lead. Almost.
Yeah.
I don't know how they came back in this. The Vikings started coming back, but I mean, the Falcons were really consistent in this game. I mean, 10 points every quarter. Keep doing that, you'll win games.
I know they were without Delvin Cook and all, but man, that Vikings offense was just so stagnant for so long against a not good Falcons defense. They had a lot of points in junk time there.
Yeah.
Maybe the Vikings are trying to lose for Lawrence.
They could. I don't know how much money do they still owe Cousins.
This is his last year, I think.
Is it?
I think
maybe you might be onto something there.
That would be so fucking annoying.
We'll discuss that another day. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is worth this hype, but that'll be for another time.
That'll be for after football.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, no, the Falcons put up 40 points on him. Matt Ryan went off in that game. Julio Jones came back. He's healthy now. Finally got back to his regular form. I don't know. I don't know about this Falcons team now. Was it Raheem Morris, their interim coach now?
I believe so, yeah.
With him there, I'd expect a little bit better play out of their defense too, because he played for the Colts, if I'm thinking correctly. Correct?
I've been hearing a lot of rumors that the Falcons are looking to blow up, and they're looking to trade Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. And with both of them going off here, that's not a bad idea to do it.
No, it's not. Matt Ryan's probably on the tail end of his career. Julio is approaching that, but still has a good, probably 4 or 5 years left in him.
If you can get Matt Ryan somewhere, just get him somewhere to start throwing the ball around where he can win.
Yeah.
I mean, where would he go? Like, my immediate thought is if it's this year or after this year, Colts, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I can see the Colts.
Jacksonville, maybe.
I would have to imagine Jacksonville's going to be looking at the draft soon.
Yeah.
Minshew can't be their future. They have to know he's not their future, right?
Right.
The Giants have to know that Daniel Jones isn't their future.
That too, yeah. Denver.
Daniel Jones is terrible. Get out of here.
No, I just don't think that the Giants are ready to give up on him yet.
No. Considering he's leading their team in rushing this year.
Right.
Denver, I could see him going to Denver. I know John Elway's all on Drew Lock's, dick, but I'm sorry.
How tall is it?
6'2"?
Not tall enough.
Not tall enough? No, shit. You know what? Fucking Kansas
Got a
City will
6'5"
probably sign him just for the fucking hell of it.
Right.
You
But they
know?
can.
Yeah. That
They're like the
speaking of
Warriors when
that,
they signed
we'll
Cousins.
touch on that really quick. That was our big discussion last week was where's Le'Veon Bell going? We didn't even mention the Chiefs, or maybe it was a little bit.
But
he's there to ride the pine to get a ring.
I think so.
It's the same reason why big stars join the Lakers now, or they're trying to join the Warriors before.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to ride the pine to get the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Le'Veon will get some play. Of course, it's Le'Veon Bell. He'll probably score a touchdown or two. Mahomes will get him in there some way, but that's all it is.
Yeah, it's just, God, can they just get any more weapons, though? I mean, you think about it, though. I mean, yes, he's probably not going to get as much playing time, but all it takes is one of those backs to get hurt and then be like, boom, Le'Veon's getting 12, 15 carries a game as opposed to like 7 or 8,
Yeah, and Le'Veon's still got it. I mean, he's been on the Jets. He's
only 27, which in running back years is almost, retirement age, but still.
Yeah.
For somebody who sat out a whole year and barely played this year, he's probably healthy.
Yeah.
All right, so, Mr. Tyler, I think we realized that you kind of made a mistake earlier. That's not Derrick Henry on the cover of NCAA 12. Grant, that's Mark Ingram, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so.
I'll own that mistake. Still love Derrick Henry, though.
Yeah. I do have a trivia question here for you guys. I'm thinking you guys should know this one. NCAA football 2014. In case anybody wants to buy that, some local stores around here, physical copies are going for about $125. It's the last copy last year it's ever been made. Who's on the cover of that game?
Ooh, I know.
Grant, you have it. I know it's.
I was just going to say, you know that I have it. I was just about to say the only that's the only reason that I know my 360 works is because the first week of college football, the games were so shit. I was just like, all right, let's check it out. Boom, 8 hours later and a ton of conference rivalries later.
Wait, now I'm second guessing myself.
Do you guys
Is it
know?
Denard Robinson?
Grant, you got a guess? It is Denard Robinson. Yes.
No.
Kind of an obscure player to be on the last ever copy of that. So
yeah, he went on to where did he go? Jacksonville.
It was Jacksonville. They didn't even have a fucking position for him because he's what Taysom Hill is. He's what Taysom Hill,
Which sucks that he didn't live up to that. But
I think he was just too undersized though. He was he was small.
He's a little guy.
But yeah. So nice job, nicely done, fellas.
Oh.
So I think it's finally time we touch on our teams. Do you guys want to just keep putting this off, or do you want to just rip off the Band-Aid and talk about the Packers first, or do you want me to go into the Bears?
I mean,
because Tyler's not even sporting the Packers today. At least, Grant still has a little dignity in him.
Okay, I just got off of work and I threw my Bucks hats. I don't have any Packers hats. So
yeah, you have Packers.
Do you want one? Because I've got like 8 or 9 of them.
I'll let you talk to you. I have like 10 Bucks hats, so I might talk to you about the Packers hat side. But yeah, we can talk about the Packers game.
They got smoked.
That first quarter was
that first quarter was nice, and then it was not so nice.
Yeah, then after the Packers stopped playing, the Buccaneers started playing.
Rodgers' first interception there, I haven't seen him do that in a long time. I can't remember who that corner was, but just read that route perfectly and just pounced on it. And you don't see Rodgers making that.
As if Rodgers was staring down the receiver. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you just don't really see that. And I don't know what that was.
Maybe he was comfortable. It's been a while since he's had an interception. But he's not the type of player to do that. Like,
yeah.
I guess we have to give credit to a great cornerback. I mean, it's not Rodgers' fault, obviously. Is that how we do this? Is that?
Welcome to Wisconsin Sports Talk Radio.
Right. As much as I love the Packers, I hate talk radio in Wisconsin. Oh my god. Sorry.
It was Jamel Dean, I think is his name, was the guy who picked off that first pass.
Yeah.
See Jay Dean here. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Just then, I think it was the second one was knocked up in the air,
Yeah.
or it could have been caught.
Yeah.
And then that that's a little bit of a wash, but I mean,
right.
Still, it sucked.
It was a bad game overall for the Packers.
Yeah.
For the Buccaneers, I mean, Rojo, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, Gronk got his first touchdown from coming back.
Of course he did. Of course.
Tremendous numbers, as ESPN calls him the top performer of 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. How bad were Rodgers' stats?
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah. Let's take a look.
He got 5 points fantasy.
Yeah, I know. Because I thought, I'd trade for him because he's having a good year. Here's my thing with Aaron Rodgers, and I might just do this. I might sacrifice the life of my fantasy team just to see the actual Packers suck dick. Anytime I've ever put my faith in Aaron Rodgers to benefit me in fantasy or to benefit the Bears, he always just shits on my life. That's exactly what he did. So if this means seeing the Packers just play like shit the rest of the year, Aaron Rodgers will be on my fantasy team the whole fucking year.
So you're just planning on losing fantasy? I mean,
if it means the Packers end up going 4-12, you're goddamn right.
If the Packers go 4-12, I'll pay your entry fee in next year.
Okay, deal.
So the Packers lose 11 games straight. Okay.
Yeah. First time for everything, buddy. No, it's just not a performance you'd expect to see out of the Packers, especially coming off of a bye week. Well,
yeah, that's what I mean. Historically, the Packers have been really good off the bye, and just
it was terrible.
What was that? Yeah.
But
I think the part that just irks me the most about it, though, is it's a team that the Bears beat. That was a totally different team than what you guys played. That. It has to be.
I did listen to Dan Patrick. They had Bruce Arians on there, and they basically looked at it like when the Packers went up 10 points. They're just like, all right, now let's breathe and figure out what we can do.
Yeah.
They never lost their cool. They never got under pressure at all. Arians is a great coach, I think, and he handled that. Just stay calm and keep going with it.
One thing that the Buccaneers did do this game that I don't think they did in the Bears game, they stuck with the run. Ronald Jones had 23 carries in this game. Brady only threw the ball 27 times. For some reason, they just came out passing that ball in the second half against the Bears, and I think had they ran the ball a little bit more, we might have seen a different outcome there. I think they definitely showed that the Packers' run defense might be a little suspect too, because not just Ronald Jones had 113 yards, Keyshawn Vaughn had 42 yards as well, right behind him. So they kind of had their way with the Packers' run defense that game too.
I mean, but speaking of Bears, Aaron, do you want to?
They're atop the NFC North. I can't believe I get to say that again this year. The Bears are 5-1. They, I said it in a Facebook post. I think this is the best game they've played all year, and that's honestly not saying a lot because they really didn't play that well this game. But I did take a few notes on what I wanted to touch on. They still don't have a run game, and that's my biggest concern with them is Foles can manage a game. Foles isn't going to make the same mistakes as Trubisky makes, but God damn it, they have to get Montgomery going at some point in this game. I did see Foles make a couple bad decisions. That first interception he threw, that was a Trubisky throw. I don't know what the fuck he was doing there. Overall, though, he's not playing bad. He's doing enough to win. And he said it best in a press conference after the game that he would much rather win ugly than lose pretty, because it's such a benefit to be 5-1 and still have things to work on. I mean, would you rather be 5-1 and have nothing to work on? Whereas they know what needs to be done to keep winning, yet they still keep winning. They're winning ugly. which means they can only get better. And
they're playing gritty. They are.
Yeah.
They're doing what needs to be done to win. I fucking hate to say that, but
as much as I hate this bend don't break defense style, it's fucking working. They have the best red zone defense in the NFL. Teams can drive down on the field on them, but they're having a hell of a lot of trouble getting in the end zone. If that means kicking field goals over touchdowns, I'll take it. But they shut down Teddy Bridgewater in that game. Teddy Bridgewater was like the most efficient quarterback in the league this year coming into that game. Looked horrible, especially on that last interception. That was right to the defender, too, to seal that game. The other big notes, I did see some better play calling from Matt Nagy this game. He's starting to open up that playbook a little more. There's some more rollouts. I'm seeing receivers run different routes. And the rookies are stepping up big time. Jalen Johnson, we already know he's been playing great. Cole Kmet got his first touchdown. At one point, he had a 2-to-1 touchdown to catch ratio on the year. So what if
now it's just a 3-to-1 catch touchdown.
Okay, whatever. Well, no, technically the 2-to-1 ratio, his next catch will be a touchdown. So,
if his next catch is a touchdown, I'm gonna be really annoyed that he called that. I'm gonna be even more annoyed if it comes against the Packers.
Oh God! Don't bring that up.
Pretty sure we'll be in
got a
within
ways to go
arm's reach for that game. Yeah, I know.
But the other rookie that doesn't get a lot of attention is Darnell Mooney, our fifth-round pick out of Tulane. He is playing a lot better. He should be starting on that team. Anthony Miller is gonna lose his job. He's been playing like trash all year. He made a couple amazing catches in the Lions and Falcons games, but he's done a lot worse than those two catches. He's questionable route running, questionable decisions after he has the ball, drops. He has as many drops this year as he did last year. Mooney is just proving himself. For a fifth-round target out of Tulane, he's proving himself, and I really hope he works his way into the starting lineup.
Sorry, Cat wanted to get in this.
Oh, my cat was doing the same earlier. My only concerns with the Bears, though, is that offensive line is probably their biggest Achilles heel right now. They need to do better run blocking. They need to give Foles some more time. And it's going to be a really scary game this Monday because they have to go to Los Angeles to face the Rams. I just see Aaron Donald just having a fucking field day against them.
Yeah, but we'll see.
I'll enjoy this 1 week of the Bears being on top of the division because come next week it might be a different story.
Well, and that's one thing. I mean, with going with the Packers, I want to see what they do against the Texans. Like, I want to see 4 shutdown quarters.
Yeah.
I don't think that's super far fetched, but also the Texans' offense could turn it on at any point too.
They did just put up 36. There was 36, 38 points. 36
38.
on the
36?
Titans. Yeah.
36. Yep.
36 against the Titans. So it could very well happen. They might, have finally figured things out down there in Houston. I'm just bummed that in that Packers game, Aaron Rodgers' Hingle McCringleberry touchdown celebration was
yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was. Well, I like how it was just when everybody saw it, it was just literally. Is that what I think it is?
Yep, I knew.
Like, anybody who's ever seen that show? Because I mean, yeah, we were all sitting there like, wait.
I loved it.
Oh,
Joe Buck had no idea what he was doing. Like, I don't know what that was. I'm like,
yeah,
get some fucking culture, you idiot.
Joe Buck.
Yeah.
Speaking of Joe Buck, that's a great little segue into the World Series.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to listen to him enough on football. We get to listen to him calling fucking baseball too.
Well,
I don't mind him in baseball because that dude knows that sport and he loves it. Like,
oh yeah,
I'll listen to him with baseball. I don't really.
It's like Jim Nantz with golf.
Yeah,
he knows Jim Nantz with anything.
Yeah. Jim Nantz is great in college basketball too, but yeah, he knows baseball much better because his dad was a broadcaster there for a long time.
Broadcaster.
Yeah, if he just stuck with baseball, I don't think people would hate him as much. But he gets into football and he's just goddamn annoying.
I don't like him staring all lovey-dovey at Aikman. It's weird. It's like, bro, I get it. You love him.
I haven't listened to it, but apparently they got caught on a hot mic talking shit about the military flyovers at games.
How it's a waste of money. Yeah.
Fuck you guys. That's one of the coolest things ever.
But it is an extreme waste of money.
I don't care. I don't care. Mervin, how cool was that when we were at fucking Lambeau Field?
All right, yeah, I'll give you that.
That
It was cool.
So fucking cool. Yeah. Grant, you've experienced it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like one of the best things. Because here's the thing. You forget about it.
Yeah.
You forget that a flyover is going to happen until you hear this.
Now, Aaron,
fuck.
What was cooler, though? The flyover, or we went to the Bucks game and you got hit in the head with the giant inflatable blimp that they were floating around.
When did that happen?
Must have hit you pretty hard.
It was the game with Rondo, the game you don't remember.
Was it that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we had a discussion with this. Apparently, Rajon Rondo was on the Bulls, and I don't remember this. But...
Like, we saw him play live.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, we're going to talk baseball here before we get into NBA. Yeah, the World Series started the other night. Dodgers came out firing. Took game 1 8-3, right, Grant? I know you're watching that.
I know it was at least 8 runs.
It was 8-3.
Yeah,
okay. We'll say 8-3. Kershaw, I think that's if the Rays can't figure him out, they're in trouble. But we'll see how they do against the rest of the Dodgers pitching. But as well on the Dodgers side of the ball, they're hitting everything too.
Yeah. And, I mean, we kind of talked about it beforehand, but, like, it's just going to be if the Rays can keep up with the Dodgers' bats. Like, even if the Dodgers, like, even if they don't have Kershaw going, which they still have amazing bullpen and everything, too. Like,
he only threw, 78 pitches last night, so he's going to be ready to go here pretty soon.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose just in case they do go to 5 games. Because, I mean, they're looking at he could if the Dodgers were to sweep, he's not going to play again.
Right.
But I'll say they took him out in time, and he had a great. And he only gave up that one single home run, which is good for Kershaw because he hasn't had the greatest history in playoffs. So it's good to see him get the win, and hopefully he'll be able to go on farther.
Yeah.
But bizarre thing last night, some history was made, a little trivia in the middle of the episode for you guys. Mookie Betts stole 2 bases last night.
Yeah, I know the answer to this.
Damn. Who was the last player to steal 2 bases in the World Series, Grant?
You know, I know it, but I want to know if you guys know.
It's Babe Ruth.
Last person. Wait, what?
It's Babe Ruth. Yeah. I only know that because I heard it on SportsCenter this morning.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I love our
research. I find hard to believe because I don't know how that fat ass stole 2 bases in a single game, let alone 1.
Wow.
He was chubby. He was not known for stealing bases.
No, that wasn't a wow to your comment. That's a wow to the fact that hasn't happened since. And how is it Babe Ruth? Like,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
we're just talking about athletic big guys earlier. Why didn't we mention Babe Ruth?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he'd be considered big by today's standards because he was big for back then. I don't know how
back then big was like 5'10" and 180.
Yeah, but like compare him to like
I back then.
Compare him to like Tony Gwynn or Prince Kirby Puckett. Yeah, you know. Yeah. But yeah.
How did he have a game? How did he have his own video game?
He did. Oh my God, I remember that.
Oh, Kirby Puckett baseball was great.
It's awesome. So yeah, game 2 is going on right now. I don't even know what the score is.
Rays are up 1-0 in the third, bottom of the third.
Woo! Go Rays! I did see though some random guy on Twitter posted 4 years ago that he predicted the Rays would beat the Dodgers 4-2 in the 2020 World Series. So
I got it picked the other way. I'm going 4-2 Dodgers.
Yeah, I think so. Part of me thinks it's going to go to 7 games just because the MLB. I don't want to say there's a conspiracy, but like
Why
like
not?
they need to fucking make money. I could see it going 7 games.
They had a half season, so why not?
Yeah.
Personally, I'd say it'd be 5. The Dodgers are just ridiculously good, man.
Yeah.
I really, really hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
They're so good though.
Before we move on, can we just touch on Sadlanta, as somebody put it?
Yeah.
The Braves joining the ranks of the Falcons and blowing a 3-1 series lead.
I love it.
It's an Atlanta thing, and it's not even just it's a Georgia thing too. Because didn't Georgia football fucking blow leads against Alabama before? I saw that too, and the Hawks.
Yeah, they did.
Atlanta Hawks blew the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm. And then they drafted Luka Doncic and traded him away.
Yep.
Yeah. So it really is Sadlanta,
And they have terrible traffic.
I wouldn't know.
Terrible traffic down there. Fucking
and they have terrible zombies too.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah.
Walking Dead. Yeah, Walking Dead.
Season 1 instead of what are they on now? Like 24.
Oh, they're done.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
they should be.
Oh,
yeah. But speaking of switching lanes here, we were going to go with just touch a little bit on the NBA. There's not a lot. There's trade rumors going around. Big news is the Pelicans did just get their head coach.
Stan Van Gundy.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's bound to have a cholesterol-filled heart attack here soon.
I'm not upset with the hiring, though.
No.
He's a proven winner. He did help lead Orlando to the finals back in the earlier part of this century. He he knows what he's doing. I think it's probably the best hire for them. Probably not, but I mean, I think it's somebody that can get a lot of good out of Zion, and hopefully can.
I think he's gonna do better than. I think he's gonna do better than Doc Rivers is.
Oh yeah,
Philly.
Definitely. Philly, that team's gonna blow up here before sooner or later. You
just trust that process.
Yeah, it's sure been fucking working. Yeah.
Outside of that, there's a lot of role players that have actually gone on Instagram that are saying where should they go next, which I don't know how I feel about that. Just specifically outing the fact that, hey, I'm a free agent. I'm leaving my team now. It's like it's a different age. It's a different age.
It is. I did see one trade rumor here a little bit ago that the Bulls are trying to shop Zach LaVine possibly to the Nuggets, and Michael Porter Jr. would be part of that deal. I think the Nuggets would definitely win that fucking trade to get LaVine there with Jamal Murray and Jokic.
I wouldn't mind LaVine coming to the Bucks.
Yeah, he's not going to be your scorer that they need, though. That's the thing. And
no, I know. I just like him.
He lacks a little bit of defense, but yeah, in a place like Denver, where he doesn't have to be the star, he could thrive. But bringing Michael Porter to the Bulls, it's a lot of youth, and I think with the new regime that's in there, I think they could get a lot out of him. But I do know he has injury concerns, so that's why I'm a little hesitant on it.
Outside of that, I mean, you have the Heat and Dallas both saying they're going to come full bore for Giannis.
Bucks fans, just chill right now, okay? You still have at least 1 year with him. Yes, I know I've talked a lot about him going to the Heat and whatnot.
He's not going anywhere this year.
You still got 1 more year to make some memories with him before he says bon voyage and
he won't go anywhere.
Takes his talents to South Beach.
he won't go anywhere. The Bucks will just have to go and get Dragic off of free agency. He'd be a good.
Just still fucking playing.
Be a good veteran point guard to throw in there.
If he's still playing, I feel like that dude's gonna retire very soon.
From what I've been seeing, he's still actively playing. So
yeah, but he's
I haven't seen anything new. True, he could pull an Andrew Luck and just retire halfway through a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, I mean, Grant, any F1 news?
I mean, not that you guys would care about it. No, actually, going back to the NBA, I saw on Reddit the other day, Did you guys see Duncan Robinson talking about what the Lakers
Yes.
bench was calling him?
Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron. Right after he was, somebody said that he looked like a different guy from the same show. And that's what he was upset about. He was like, man, how are they going to do the same show?
He doesn't even look like – he looks like Sheev. Is that his name?
Yes, he does.
That's what
Sheen,
that's the one that they
Sheen.
were talking about.
Yeah.
He looks like Sheen, not Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
I can never unsee that now.
One other little nugget I wanted to touch on here. It comes from Hockey News. Legendary announcer Doc Emmerich is retiring. If you don't know who Doc Emmerich is, watch any hockey game from the last 30 years. 95% chance he's going to be the one calling it. He's called all the Stanley Cup finals for quite some time. His voice is one of the best voices in all of sports, and it's really going to suck not hearing it next year. So thanks for the memories, Doc Emmerich, and enjoy retirement. You did a great job. So Pierre Maguire's still there, so that's good.
He's just another one of those guys that you can tell he just loves the draft and he loves the sport that he's doing. And we'll see who they get to replace him, though. That's going to be interesting. Just because he's NBC, right?
Yep, NBC.
Yeah, so
his partner for the last little while has been Eddie Olczyk, but I don't think Eddie Olczyk is primed for that play-by-play. He's more of your color analyst to help out, which he does a fantastic job too. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who fills a spot. So.
Yeah, who's the guy they always have in the glass? Pierre.
That's Pierre Maguire. Yeah.
Or yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be weird. But hopefully, I mean, Tirico is still there. Maybe he'll end up doing the hockey games. He does whatever for him.
He does horse racing.
Yeah, and he does Notre Dame games.
Yeah.
Along with who's the coach they have on there? I want to say Herm Edwards, but I know that's not him. Tony Dungy?
Tony Dungy, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Dungy. He does the Notre Dame games with them, so it's weird watching that. But to answer your question earlier, Tyler, yeah, there's some F1 stuff. Just mainly they're racing at a place that they haven't raced for, and I think it was 27 years. So pretty excited for that. And yeah, other than that,
As we tell TJ about rugs, I mean, they go fast.
Yeah, do we want to just? I know we still got a little bit of time here. We haven't ever really talked about college football, but the Big Ten's finally joining in this weekend. Yeah. They're starting up their season. I don't even know what's going on in the top 25 because I don't know who's playing.
Ohio State's still fifth overall, I heard.
They haven't played a fucking game. I don't get it.
I don't know. I'm just wondering, Grant, are you ready to see the Badgers win a bunch of games and then lose when it matters again?
Yeah.
Hey, if they're playing Illinois week 1 here, the team that beat them last year.
Grudge match. Yeah, grudge match.
Yeah, they get it at home, which is, lucky for them. But yeah.
It doesn't matter. There's nobody there.
Who's playing quarterback for them? Because I saw Jack Cohn's not.
Yeah, from my understanding, I mean, I really have not been following the Badgers that much. My understanding is we're finally going to get to see Mertz, the guy that they've been talking about for a couple of years, who's supposed to be a great he was one of the top recruits. So it was a big deal that he came to Wisconsin and then sat out last year behind Cohen. So
that's been Wisconsin's biggest flaws. They can never get a solid quarterback there.
Dude, and every year with Wisconsin, but wait, we got this one guy coming here that's going to be super good. So, when everybody was talking about Mertz, I'm like, yeah, I've heard this.
Wasn't that supposed to be Hornibrook?
I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. That's supposed to be every quarterback that's ever gone through those doors.
Well, let's face it, they're going to have a solid offensive line, and whoever's in the backfield is going to run for the NCAA record every fucking year. That's just what you expect.
You don't want a good linebacker or defensive lineman, you're right on.
Well, no, with college football, I mean, I'll watch it. I'll throw it on Saturdays, but I'm usually doing stuff, and then I'll usually try and watch like the primetime game. So this week I did watch Georgia Bama. That was pretty good.
Mm.
But it's so
But
hard when
there's
we
always
watch
one game.
NFL and then going to watch college. You're like, God, you should have made that catch. Oh, that throw was way off. Like, it's a different level.
I know we should be watching college so we'll know who's being drafted and whatnot next year, but it's just so hard to follow right now because
Yeah,
half the games on TV are just schools that you don't care about. Like I said
right.
a couple weeks ago, North Dakota State only played one game this year, yet Trey Lance is supposed to be the top quarterback in one of the top quarterbacks in next year's draft class. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
how we can judge that.
it's a weird year for college football. It's the same thing with baseball only having 60-some games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
the NBA, they had that break in the middle, but they came back, they played their games, played their thing, so there's not really an asterisk or anything next to them. But, like, baseball's got a half season. NFL had, like, no training camp, no preseason. College football, you have, Big Ten starting
You
this
didn't
weekend.
know. Yeah.
Pac-12 starts next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just wondering what's going to happen with bowl games. Is there going to be a CFP this year or what?
that's why the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12 started as early as they did. It's also why the Big 10 started now, because it gives them 1 week of, hey, we can miss 1 week of games and still make the playoffs. Pac-12 has no wiggle room. They miss a game there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to pay attention to, but it's so hard to watch because it's just weird.
Yeah, and people that think that we're going to get a full season of baseball next year, no. If you think that, this is just a 1-year thing with 60 games, I'm sorry, there's not going to be a full 162-game season next year either, because there's no way a fucking vaccine for this COVID pandemic is going to, show up, tomorrow, let alone, in 4 months when spring training is supposed to be starting at the end of February. I'm sorry, it's going to be a shortened season next year too, but they have a lot of time to figure that out, so hopefully they get it right.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll figure it out. They're going to crack down on teams who have breakouts with COVID. It's gonna be completely different. Just like the NBA, there's rumors of the bubble for the full season.
Mm-hmm. I have heard that. Weren't they talking about one central bubble, but potentially 4 like other bubbles?
Yeah. So you still have some travel, things like that. But it's something you gotta watch.
Yeah.
Baseball's a thing where you can just have multiple bubbles, because I think if you just plan your season around a bunch of divisional games and then, have teams, have a whole week off where they travel and just play their interleague games too. I think, mini bubbles can survive in the baseball world too. Basketball's the same, because baseball, you only got about roughly 25 guys on an active roster, and then, coaching and staff and stuff.
Roughly. About there, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's doable. It's definitely doable. And you only have 30 teams as opposed to the NFL having 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I
think
it's
the NFL can never do a bubble just because there's so many players on a team.
Yeah.
You have the 53-man roster. If they bring them all, they have the giant coaching staff, the medical team. They have there's easily 100 people on each side, 75 to 100 people on each side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a crazy thought of how the NFL would have to do a bubble, but schedules would be so out of whack. Like if you did kept all the divisions in a bubble themselves, have them play, a kind of a round robin for 3 weeks, then take a week off, and then have them play another division and like a round robin type deal.
It's doable, but you also have to think of, you have to have the location to do it too. Where are you going to have this bubble? It's not like the NBA. They went to Orlando, where Orlando has already got the worldwide sport, wide world of sports.
Have you seen that place though? How many fucking full-size football fields do they have there? Why couldn't they do it there? Every time they do an overhead shot, I notice like 12 soccer fields, which i.e. are football fields, and
they have a handful of football fields there that they use for college teams. I think they have a couple college teams down there, but I don't know if they're up to NFL standards. You have different standards for width of the field, length, all that extra little BS that the NFL throws in there.
The runoff area and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, honestly, they should just build a stadium in Nebraska and just make a ghost town. Just
they just need to do
people that live in this town is football players.
Then you do what UFC does and have a fight island. They
Oh
just
my
have
God,
a
football island.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely end today on Football Island.
Yes, football island. NFL, make it happen. All right. I think that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully we see TJ back next week. Hope he's doing better. But signing off, I'm Aaron.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Grant.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.